Welcome to the Business Lounge. Now, for those of us who get dragged shopping, or maybe we enjoy food shopping, it's so easy, isn't it? You go to the local supermarket, you buy the meat that you want, you go home and you enjoy it. But when was the last time you went to the butcher's on the high street? My guest right now is Brian Fields from Fields of Anlaby in East Yorkshire, and it's very good to see you. I love the outfit. You've bought into the whole part, haven't you?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a little bit different and sort of cross between butchers and chef wear, really.
How would you describe Fields of Anlaby?
A modern butchers, but with the traditional skills of time-honoured butchers. Very much specialising in homemade products, things that are quick and easy for people to produce for, healthy meals, but convenient.
Has it always been cooking for you? Have you always been in the butcher's trade?
Yeah, I've been in the trade since leaving school. Started as a Saturday lad, basically cleaning. When I left school, got offered a job and took up full-time employment, started training, and eventually became manager for a shop before going on my own.
What was it about the food industry that enticed you?
I think basically I always enjoyed working with my hands and being creative, and originally I wanted to be a boat builder, which
That's a bit
something I'm glad I didn't go into, but I really enjoyed sort of working with my hands, and it gives you all that. There's a lot of display work and a lot of visual things that we do, making, from a whole carcass of meat look like appealing mealtime products.
It seems, and we'll go on to talk about the sort of things that you do in the shop in a moment or two's time, but you're a lot more than just sort of half a pig hanging up on the shelf behind you and a couple of brace of pheasants waiting to be plucked.
I'd say that's true to say, yeah.
Why did you decide to go further than that?
One of the big things was I wanted to sort of modernise the butchery trade. It was very old-fashioned, set in its ways. Supermarkets was walking all over the butcher's shops, and it was basically, at my age, I needed to sort of, have a long-term career in the trade, and had to look at ideas of how I could sort of further that and, get through to retirement age in my given trade. To do that, we had to modernise and give customers what they wanted, which from the very traditional to people who haven't got the cooking skills who wanted quality food reasonably quickly, young professionals, so we've geared up for that kind of trade.
Was it a family thing? Have your family been in this sort of
No,
industry?
I'm the first in our family to be a butcher. So
what did your parents think when you said, this is the industry for me?
They was fully behind it, to be honest. It was my mum who sent me to get a part-time Saturday job. She was the one who kept sending me down, go and ask for a job. I think she just wanted the board off me,
So you started on a Saturday cleaning?
Yes.
You then went to work in a butcher's, or would that progress
within
in the same?
within a butcher shop, in the same one that I had the part-time job. Started within the business, learning how to butcher, all the basics, covering all aspects from serving, display work, butchery. Once I sort of learnt all those skills, I finished up managing. I was managing a shop in Cottingham for about 9 years, before eventually going on my own.
Why did you want to go on your own?
I just really wanted to sort of be my own boss, do my own thing, take the business in the direction I wanted to. Initially, when I first, sort of went to go on my own, found a shop in Hessel that I wanted to buy. Did the usual, got a business plan together, went to the banks for a business loan, sat with the bank manager and got told it wasn't a viable proposition, and had to walk away with nothing. So back to the drawing board. Still knew what I wanted to do, and finished up going into a partnership with another lad. We both went out and got personal bank loans and set up the business from there. After 2 years within the partnership, I decided I still wanted to be on my own to take the business in the direction I really wanted to. So basically in 1994 I walked away from the partnership and opened up in Anlaby, where we are today.
Where you are now. It's interesting that you say, in 92 when the bank manager said, I'm sorry, you haven't got a viable proposition here, we're not going to lend. Many people would have walked away, thought of something else to do, gone back to working for someone else maybe.
Yeah, possibly so.
What made you continue to say yes when people were saying no?
For one, I knew he was wrong. I knew what I could do. I knew what I wanted to do. And I knew in the area there was definitely a gap that we could fill. So I just thought, regardless of, what the bank manager is telling me that it's not viable, I'm going to prove that it is. And
So there's a lot about self-belief more
yeah,
than
definitely,
else.
yeah. And I have reminded the bank manager of what they said to us,
What does he say now?
He's no longer there, actually, that one.
Right.
But, he did get reminded about it, which there wasn't a lot he could say because that business is still there, still going strong. But, the shop in Anlaby has, really progressed and changed over the last sort of 17 years massively from what it was to what it is today.
You have, you've got your book here
Yep.
that you've given me. Now, this is a book that basically details everything, or it seems everything, that Brian does within the shop, with great photographs of the meat that's, well, some of it's prepared, some of it isn't.
Yep.
It's almost, and I really don't want to trivialise it, but it's almost like a takeaway menu, the way that you've done it. Now, I've not seen any other shop in your industry do this sort of thing.
No, to be honest, no, I haven't seen it myself anywhere else.
Why do it? Very expensive marketing tool, isn't
Yeah, it is expensive. One of the things we, back in, let me see, 2009, we entered a competition to to find Britain's best butcher shop. We were one of the runners-up that year, became the best in the East Midlands and East of England. I still wanted to win the top title, so I sort of contacted the judges and asked them for feedback, what had let us down, even though I was pleased to sort of be a regional winner, why didn't we get the top spot? And one of the main things was marketing. Now, I'd always had the idea of producing the booklet and never got round to it, just due to time and things like that. So it was a case of, right, now's the time to sort of look at, they're telling me the marketing has slightly let me down, everything else with the shop was great, so let's look at the marketing. So the booklet was one of the main things I wanted to do, and basically it's what we term our meal solutions. So basically customers can take that away, have a look through, see what they fancy. It tells them what the product is, what's in it, how to cook it, times, temperatures. And nowadays we find there's a lot of people without the cooking skills, or young professionals who want something that's a quality meal, not just a ready meal, but that have a lot of time to prepare. So we've sort of built a huge portfolio of products that are suitable for that. And that just sort of showcases, along with the website, what we do and how you can produce a nice meal quickly.
And where does this go then? Because do you just leaflet drop these, if you like?
Predominantly give them out to customers in the shop, and customers take them away and give them to friends. We do sort of leaflet drops, but not with those because they're quite expensive to produce. We do a more basic leaflet directing them to the website as a first port of call to sort of see what we actually do and what we're about. That's the main thing.
You seem very concerned about image, don't you? I mean, if you take the leaflet, you take the uniform that you're wearing that has the Fields logo on it. The shop is very much like that as well in the way that it's laid out. How important do you think that is in successful business? Yeah,
I think image is everything, really. You can have the best products in the world, but if it's in a shop that looks run down and not looking so good, it's not going to catch people's eye. They're not going to drive past and think, wow, what's that shop? What do they do? You need people to see the shop and think, oh, I'd like to have a look in there. I'd like to see what they do. And that's the draw. It draws people to you. It's, you've got to have the right product in the right environment with the right staff and service as well.
Has there ever been a time when you thought, I don't need this anymore, or I wish I hadn't done this?
You do get those sort of times when, things are hard and long hours and a lot to do, and you do come up against problems, and you've got to sort them out. But yeah,
But you wouldn't do anything differently?
No, I wouldn't change. No, I mean I'm still doing sort of 12 to 14 hours a day, long hours. But you've got to put the hours into,
but
to get your goal.
You still only have one shop. That's not doing that shop down. Was that a conscious decision to keep one shop? To be fair,
it has actually been a conscious decision just to have the one. The reason being, I've seen too many who've had a good shop, thought I'll open another one and have two good shops, and you can only be in one spot at one time. And in our trade, it's very much hands-on. You can't afford any mistakes, and I just feel if I had two shops, we'd be spread a bit thin, really, and I wouldn't want this one to slip or finish up with two mediocre shops. That's not saying in the future we won't, go for another outlet, which, you know, it is still a possibility. But I've got to make sure that this one is, you know, fully on the ball first, and then we can look at other ideas.
And your most popular product?
One of them is the stroganoff, which is very popular. I think Janine can vouch for that. Yep, very quick and easy, nice to produce, and one of the favourites. But there's many products in there that are equally as good.
I'll have to come and try some.
Definitely.
Good to see you, Brian. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brian Fields.